Alright guys, the topic of today's video is women will fantasize about that one guy that she just never got over. Now I need you guys to understand that this can happen at any moment in time. This is not just the 1 year relationships. This is not just the 2 year relationships. This is the 5+ year relationships. This is the marriages. And these girls are still thinking about that one guy from the past that she just never got over. In the dating scene, this woman is called an alpha widow, and that is a woman who pines for one specific man from her past who she just never got over, right? The one that got away. Not only am I going to tell you how you can be that one guy for your specific woman, but I'm also going to tell you how you can avoid getting with a girl or being in a relationship with a girl who has that one guy in her life that she just can't get over, because all that's going to lead to is heartbreak for you further down the line. The common route that a girl will take is she will enter into a relationship, one where she is dramatically in love with this man, right? It's a first love, and that relationship will end very toxic, okay? Maybe he's cheated on her, maybe he's disrespected her, and they've had such an explosive relationship, and that comes to an end. And then following this, she will get with a new guy, and she can be married to this guy, she can be with this guy for years and years and years, but truly, she's never really satisfied, no matter how much time passes. And this can get so bad, so deep, that this girl could be sleeping with her boyfriend, being in the same bed with her boyfriend, but thinking about that one guy who got away, thinking about that one guy she truly wants. The crazy part is that that man who she's in a relationship with, he could be taller, he could be more handsome, he could be better looking, he could be richer, he could have more status, and none of that matters, right? Hypergamy is not satisfied with that man, and she will always pine for that one guy, no matter what qualities her current man has. There was even a viral video going round of a girl saying, POV, it was the day of her wedding, she was stood up saying her vows, right, and thinking how life could have been all different if that one guy would have fixed up, right? Think about how crazy that is. She stood at the altar, right, with this man, with this new man, thinking about that guy from the past, right? And this video went viral. This video had hundreds of thousands of likes. That means hundreds of thousands of women agree and can relate to that scenario. And that is just the ones who want to like that sort of content. That's just the girls who want to admit it, right? Imagine all those women who sit in silence, dissatisfied in their current relationship, pining for that one man. And what they have done is they've settled for a stable relationship, a stable man. But deep down, they want that toxicity. Deep down, they want that one man who gave them a fluctuation of emotion. So how can you avoid getting with a girl like this, right? Because no one wants to be stood at the altar and their wife is thinking about another man. So I'm going to give you 4 key ways, the questions that you need to ask yourself so that you never end up in this situation where your girl is thinking about another man. Number 1, does she bring one specific guy up in conversation a lot? Example, an ex, right? If she's constantly talking about that one ex who's give her trauma, right? If she's constantly talking about, oh, I've been to that place with that ex. Oh yeah, I remember he did this bad thing to me. My ex cheated on me. My ex did this. My ex did that, right? You need to pay close attention to that. That one ex is probably that guy that she's just never going to get over. That ex is probably that guy she's going to be constantly pining for, even when she's in a happy relationship in the future with a guy who's less toxic and less explosive, right? Because the reason why they get so attached and so alpha widowed by these relationships is because they're so in love. It's most likely the first time that they've been in love, right? It's very explosive, it's very toxic, it probably had an explosive end to it, right? Maybe he's cheated, maybe he's disrespectful, and they just can't seem to forget him. They just constantly pine over that man. That leads us on to number 2. She talks about past trauma, right? Girls who constantly talk about that one guy who's fucked her over, that one guy who cheated on her, now she's insecure and she can't seem to trust any man. That is probably the man, that is probably that one guy who she just won't be able to move past, right? No matter what you do, she will always think about what could have been with this man. Number 3, to avoid getting with a girl like this, is to ask yourself the question, does this girl have genuine burning desire for you? And you will know exactly what I mean when it's present, right? You can tell by the way a girl looks at you, a way a girl does things for you, a way the girl acts around you. You can tell whether she truly has burning desire for you, right? She's not talking about anyone else, right? She's locked in, she's very present on this relationship with you. So many men are in relationships with women who are just tolerating them, right? They don't even like them that much. You've got to ask yourself the question, does she enjoy doing things for you? Does she enjoy making you happy? Is the physical intimacy there, right? Is she praising you, wanting to build something with you? And number 4, she talks about an abundance of experiences or trips with a guy from the past. Guys, if you're taking a girl on holiday to Spain and she's talking about, oh, last time I went to Spain was with my ex, yeah, we had a really great time. Or you're taking this girl mini golfing, right, and she's like, oh yeah, a couple of years ago I went with my ex and it was a great time. Right, if she's constantly referring to guys from the past, right, or one specific guy that she's had all these different experiences with, right, anywhere you take her, she's already done it, all right, she's most likely alpha widowed, and she's most likely constantly going to be thinking about that one guy who she had all those first time experiences with. Think about it, if you can no longer have any first time experiences with this girl because she's been so many places, done so many things with that one guy from the past you just can't get over, then you're never going to form an attachment with her. She's never going to have these memories towards you because she's constantly going to be reminded of that one guy. So you're probably thinking, well, Tom, how can I be that one guy she just never forgets about? How can I be that one guy that no matter how many future relationships she gets in, she's still pining over me? Well, I've got a list of reasons right now. The first one is create a fluctuation of emotions, right? I don't know how many times I need to say this, guys, but girls love emotional turmoil, right? You need to create that up and down feeling very naturally to the point where she's feeling a fluctuation of emotion, because this is what forms attachment. This is what gets her to feel something, right? Number 2, you must be attractive to other women. In order to be that one guy that she's just never going to get over, you must be getting better all the time. You must be constantly improving. This means that you're always going to have social proof, right? You're keeping your physique, right? You're getting your money on check, and then always you're going to have that social proof of other women being attracted to you, and that is going to keep her interested. That is going to keep her on her toes and make her attached. Number 3, have a direction and pursue it relentlessly, no matter what. Right, let me give you an example of this, right? Let's say you've got a fitness goal, right? You want to be in the best shape of your life, but you so happen to get with this one girl in a relationship, right? To be that one guy, you must let nothing stop you in your tracks. You must pursue that goal relentlessly. That means if this girl's saying, let's chill on the sofa, watch movies and eat popcorn all night, you're saying no, right? You need to set those boundaries. You need to be relentless in chasing that goal. You need to always have that one direction you're going in. Number 4, you must stop giving any fucks about anything. I'm not even over exaggerating this, right? That one guy who girls pine over, he's always the guy who just doesn't give a fuck, right? He's selfish. He does what he wants and takes her opinion into consideration, right? But ultimately, he makes the final decision, right? He just doesn't give a fuck. This also ties into the point that you must always have the ability to walk away from that relationship at any time, right? You never get too attached, right? And that is the principle of not giving a fuck. And also, you must be completely fine with her walking away at any time, right? If this girl decides that relationship's not for her, if this girl decides that things aren't working out, fine, right? You're not attached to that point where it's going to leave you devastated. You're not attached to that point where your whole world's going to crumble and you're going to be heartbroken for years and years, right? And the last point is to create mystery. If you truly want to be that one man who she can just never get over, you must constantly introduce mystery in your life. That means you cannot be consistently communicating with this girl. You can't be texting her every minute of the day. You can't let her have your location of where you are 24/7, right? Maybe book a few holidays with your friends every once in a while just to keep her on her toes, right? And I'm not saying you have to go out and be a degenerate. I'm not saying you have to go out and cheat or any of this bullshit. I'm just saying that the mystery this creates of, oh, it could be stepping out, oh, it could be getting up to some degeneracy, right? Keeps her on her toes. It keeps them emotions in fluctuation mode, right? And you are going to be that one guy who she'll just never forget about, no matter what. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video or got any value out of it whatsoever, drop a like and make sure to comment and subscribe to the channel for more. I love you.